Alright, so I'm gonna tell you a story. Don't mind the shirt. You know I'm the favorite. No, alright, so quick story about the shirt. I was harassed my last job. My harasser kept saying that was a favorite. Um, I no longer work at that job, and to make me happy, I made the shirt after I didn't work there, just to make me feel better. So yeah, that was. It says I'm the favorite, and it in the back says always and forever. You know, because yeah, being harassed sucks. It really does. All right, so besides that, story. So I'm gonna tell you a story about my friends of mine when I was when I was little and now. And so friends of mine, their parents, how strict and crazy they are. I'm gonna start off when I was in 5th grade. Um, I had a project due, and we teamed up with our classmates, and we had to go over to each other's houses and do our project. Well, I'm, we ended up doing sleepovers. Like we became really good friends. Um, I wanted her over my house, but she has a lot of health issues, and her mother asked if I could just come over her house, and I was fine with that. No big deal. So I went over to her house, met her family, you know, whatever. Um, Now I stayed friends with her after this. Right now, we are no longer friends because she went psycho like her mother. So, I mean, that took many years before that happened. I want to say we stopped being friends 2010. So, 10 years ago, we stopped being friends, which it was very sad. But it was her doing, not me. She went psycho, and yeah, I should have filed. Police were called. I should have pressed charges on her. I did not because we were friends for years. We don't talk. She went psycho. I had every right. She could have been in jail. I had every right to charge her. I did not. So I'm not going to go into what she did. But I did not charge her. I should have. But this is about her psycho mother. So how do I explain this? So we had a sleepover. I went to the bathroom because I had to go to the bathroom. I shut the door. I locked it. And when I was done, I opened the door, and her mother's standing like this. We don't lock doors in our house. We don't shut the door. Blah, blah. And I'm like, looking at her. I don't know what my look was, but. So, in their house, they don't shut any doors or lock them. They keep them wide open. Even in the bathroom. Psycho, right? So, when you walk in the bathroom on the right hand side, it's the sink, the toilet, and the shower. The shower curtain is clear, so you can see in. And she's telling me that I cannot shut the door or lock it. Now, across from the bathroom is her younger brother's room. Right across, you know. I never told my parents this, but I mean, I told them certain things. But I talked to my friend, and I said, her mother basically gave me this list of rules in our house, and I'm just like, okay. When I was over their house again, I mean, I had to go to the bathroom 2 other times, and I told my friend, like, do I tell them, hey, I'm going to the bathroom? Oh, no, you just turn the light on, they know someone's in the bathroom, and they won't come in. And I'm like, what about your brother? He's right across. Luckily the sink kind of hide me or something, go in the bathroom, but never took a shower there. I always showered before leaving. It was crazy. We were not allowed in the parents' room, which, okay. Both the kids said they can't shut their door, even when they're getting dressed. They are not allowed to shut their door. The bathroom's the hallway, so the bathroom's here, her brother's room's here, and then her bedroom's here, and this is a hallway. You can see clearly in her room if you're in the living room. Not allowed to shut the door. While they're eating food, they're not allowed to watch TV. Okay? While they're eating, they're not allowed to drink anything. When I have my meals, I like to drink something, so it was very awkward asking if I can have a glass of water with my food while no one else is drinking anything. They were afraid that their kids were going to choke. I'm like, without a drink, I would choke, I think. Now, another friend of mine, I went over another friend of mine's house, and oh man, I don't know which one I'm going to talk about this one. So she has a younger sister, which I'm not going to say any names. Hold on. Interruption. I'm waiting for my brother to say something. Well, on their beds, they had plastic wrap, or like plastic. So if you moved on the bed, you heard everything. You heard them moving. So. Damn, I'm down in the shower. Okay. So their bed's on has plastic. And there was one night that I had to go to the bathroom, and you could hear me moving around. The mother got up and was like, oh, and I'm like, I just have to go to the bathroom. Oh, okay. And the next day I did ask, why is there plastic on your bed? And my friend said, I thought maybe they wet the bed or something, whatever. Anyway, I'm still in 5th grade at this time. And she goes, well, our parents are afraid that we're gonna sneak out of the house. Yeah. And then I remember her father telling us we're not allowed in his room. Oh no, not his room. The uncle lived in the house too. Her uncle he told us not to go in his room, and we're like, okay. And one day, I was over their house, and the parents were all, outside, and my friend and her younger sister are like, you want to go in his room and see what he's hiding? And I'm like, no. Well, they go downstairs, and I'm like, might as well follow them. We go downstairs, we open the door, we go around the corner. Oh my god. I wouldn't be surprised. No, I know this is not a crazy story. This is not about strict parents, but this is like, I wouldn't be surprised if he's a pedophile. I wouldn't be surprised. We went around the corner, there's a toilet. And on top of the toilet is a nude picture of a lady. Completely nude. And I went, you know. And they made comments about it. I was just like, okay, I think we should leave. Well, he has this upstairs thing. They're like, let's go upstairs. And we go upstairs. And I'm not gonna lie, like, the room was huge. But there were pictures everywhere. Just of nude everything. And we're like, okay, time to leave. I don't know how they could look at their uncle after that. Like, I mean, their parents were so strict. Um, you're you're supposed to go to bed this time. You're not supposed to get up. Because I was told afterwards when I got to the bathroom that I'm not allowed to get up that time to use the bathroom, but they were gonna let us slide. I think the father didn't talk that much. It was just the mother talking. But she was something. She was really. It got to a point where we were at a store. I've never, after that, it was the last time I went over the house. My mother thought, but, how to explain this? Like, I still talk to her and stuff like that, but we kind of, like, she did her way and I did my way type thing. I mean, we still talk. We're still friends, but we're not as close as we were before. We went to the store and they were, buying stuff. I didn't have any money on me, and I'm like, oh no, I don't need anything. Oh, just pick a toy, I'll buy for you. Oh, you don't have to. Oh no, I want to buy you a toy. So I picked a little stuffed animal, probably like $5, whatever. And I said, oh, that's really nice of you, thank you. She drops me off at home, and she basically makes my parents pay for that toy that she got me, but she doubles the price. She said, oh, it was this much, and it was like under $5. She said it was over $10. So my parents gave her more than 10, And I told my parents, I said, if I knew she was going to do that, I would have just kept saying no. Because I kept telling her no, and that's not the price. And my mother's like, it was just like one of those things. She was a person she wants her money type thing. It was horrible. I stayed friends, and I remember my friend saying, I'm so sorry, I didn't realize she was going to do that to you, and it made me mad about that, though she was so strict, but she seemed so nice. Oh, I'll buy you something, and then she gets my parents to pay. It was, I'm trying to think what other things. We were only allowed to eat certain foods in the house. I mean, whatever, be healthy. But they weren't really healthy. Oh, if you got, a friend of mine, she told me if they got money from, like their family members, like birthday money, they would have to give half to their parents because it's for rent. And I'm like, what? I don't know if that was really strict. It's more like, I don't even know what to call it, but I mean, they're moved out of their houses now. Let me go back to my other friend about how the doors are open. Oh, when we went, my friend of mine, we went double dating. This is my friend that's not allowed to shut her doors. So we're at high school, and this is when my boyfriend could drive. He's now my ex-boyfriend, and her boyfriend can drive. So we were on a double date. Myself, my boyfriend, her, and her boyfriend. And I'm like, oh, we're here. And she told me how her parents are there too. Because they didn't want anything happening to her. So she's on a date, and her parents are along with us. Really? And then she told me, this was like after this date and stuff, that her mother had, or so her boyfriend drives. She would not allow her daughter to drive, like go with them. She said her mother had to be in the car with her boyfriend and watch how he drives first. So they had to go somewhere as he's driving. And my friend, I must have her name, but my friend was not allowed in the car with them. It was just her boyfriend and her mother. Her boyfriend's driving, mother's in the passenger seat, and watching him drive to make sure it's safe for her daughter. But not yet. I will. Alright. I'm just gonna leave this in there. My parents aren't strict. I mean, they are. They're very nice. I'm not gonna end my video. They can be in my video. So this friend of mine, she doesn't have her driver's license because her mother's too afraid of her to drive. Like, she's divorced now. Her mother and I can tell you how psycho she is. Well, so the second job I had, I worked in the store, and when they were divorced, she was seeing some other guy, and when I was working, they knew the other guy, and I knew, and I said, oh, I think she's crazy, and they're like, thank you, and they were telling me stories about her. So they had a family, like, and friends Halloween party, and they were kids, and they told me she dressed up as a sexy devil. So they said she was upstairs in a bed and calling for her boyfriend because she wanted to have sex. Mind you, there are little kids at this party. I believe not so long ago, like after that they broke up. This guy, I know this guy now. I know he's married and away from her. So, yeah. So, how else? Like, she's just, but it was just like, you're not allowed to shut doors. When you get dressed, you're not allowed to shut your door. Like, and I remember my friend telling me, oh yeah, sometimes when she gets stressed, so she said her father accidentally walked in, her mother walked in, and I'm like, what did you do? And she's like, couldn't really do anything. And I'm like, but it's like strict and like, but you know, all my friends, when they had their bed in plastic, it was so hard to sleep because you're turning and you can hear plastic. When I look at these two kids, they wouldn't. They're good. They're good kids. for them thinking that they were going to sneak out of the house. Ooh, let's put plastic on their beds so we can hear them. Oh my god. They were. I just felt so thankful for, who my parents are, my family. I'm just so thankful. So when I got my license, I mean, she didn't have to, she wasn't, and she kind of, she trusted me. She didn't watch me how I drive. The only time I went driving with her is we went and we saw our teachers, our older teachers that we wanted to, see. So it was myself and her. We went to go see, like, just, see my teachers, from the past, visit them. And we had 2 other people that came. So there was myself and 3 other people in the car. And we went to across the school. There's a Dairy Queen. We went to Dairy Queen My Treat. And we came back. But yeah. And I think like I'd say like a couple days after, that's when, not days, but weeks maybe, she went psycho and whatever. So I knew this person, I think, 13 years before we ended our friendship. So yeah. The other people, I mean, I still talk to her, so over 13 years. So, yeah. But I don't know, like, what's worse, not being allowed to, fun. I don't know. Yeah, not being able to shut your door. I mean, that was, because she's like, you're not allowed to shut your door. Shut the door and lock it. And it was just like, trying to think what else the rules are. I mean, of course, no shoes, walking around, take your shoes off in the front. Understandable. But no, it's. Oh, she did something very slick. It was really weird. So she cuts hair, and she would charge her kids to cut their own hair. So she would get money. I'm like, that's crazy, I'm trying to think of other things. I really don't think, like, oh, even when taking a shower, you're not allowed to shut the door or lock it. And what bothers me the most is in her parents' room, there's no bathroom. They use the same bathroom. So you're telling me when you take a shower and the bathroom's right across your son's, you get undressed, but the door not shut? It's door open? The door's open while you're showering? I mean, and the one thing that really bothered me is, like, if you had to go to the bathroom, I mean, his bed was, like, facing, like, his head of the bed's right here, and then bathroom. So, I mean, you're telling me your son never took a peek, Or it just, like, I just thought, like, okay, if you're not watching the door, why are there even doors on this, in the room? But it was just so weird. I always took showers before going there. There was no way I was taking a shower there. I never told my parents that. And if I would have, I don't think they would allow me to fit over their house or something. Because it was just really odd. But yeah, that's really about it. But it was just weird, you know? Alright, guys.